Hello and welcome back to Versus Live, everyone. I'm Todd Anderson.
I'm Ross Merriam.
Got Robbo over in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Yes. We are brought to you by StarCityGames.com as well as Carnox Chairs. You want to do the thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always want to lean back.
Ross loves doing the thing, and he always gets his mic cord caught on it.
Yep,
and
every time.
Yeah. Carnox Chairs, you can go to carnox.com/SCG to check them out. A lot of really sweet designs as well as
I think I might do the rest of the show like this.
I mean, you know, you kind of looked like that guy from South Park from the World of Warcraft episode where he's playing, but he's like leaned back super far, playing like this, and like he's really comfortable.
I am really comfortable.
Right. Anywho, we have a gauntlet for you today, but not one that you might normally see here on Versus Live.
Hoedown 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, so Hagak was, or is, the talk of the town. Right? You need to lean it forward more.
No.
But you still do need to lean it forward more. Hagak. Hogak.
I pronounce it Hogak.
Hogak.
I just say Hogak.
Whatever. Talk of the Town is what it is. It's a really powerful deck featuring a lot of graveyard-related...
Which town?
Pittsburgh.
Is Pittsburgh really a town?
Or is it a municipality?
All towns are municipalities.
Or is it an incorporated city?
All I know is we're going to see it at Pittsburgh. So.
Can I finish? Just getting double derailed over here. What the hell? All right. So, I've been really impressed by this Hogak deck. What are your thoughts on it in general?
It is messed up. It is really, really powerful. I have been limited by, decks that play a ton of graveyard hate. Once they get up to 6 copies and they're pretty consistently finding 1 or 2 in the early game, it's beatable. But that doesn't mean it's okay.
Yeah, I think that putting the stress of the rest of the format to kind of make sure that they have all of the pieces in place to keep it in check is not really fair. I also think that the fact that your deck can withstand multiple pieces of graveyard hate and still just kill your opponent on turn 4 sometimes is just really dumb. And the fact that specific types of graveyard hate are not effective at all really bothers me in a number of ways. I think the card Altar of Dementia is particularly egregious. I feel like I'm like 95% sure that card will be banned in the next ban and restricted announcement. I think it was just either that or Hogak, but I think Altar is particularly egregious just because of how it acts as an enabler while also allowing you for these like really fast kills.
Yeah, I think without Altar, the deck might be allowable.
It's very close to still too good, but I think I agree. You have like the Carrion Feeder, free sacrifice outlet. You can maybe play Viscera Seer if you want to keep that bridge from below zombies kind of triggering. But you don't combo kill your opponent on turn 2, ever.
Yeah. And you always have to use the attack step. So,
yes.
Making a wide battlefield of your own creatures can help stop that as long as you can deal with bridge.
Yeah.
Like that, it just opens up a lot more avenues to play a real game of Magic against them as opposed to just having your entire deck milled on turn 3.
And we saw, the strength of Dredge, for example, was always increased by the existence of something that either gave all your creatures haste via Flamekin Zealot or allowing you to win without using the attack step. Creeping Chill plus Conflagrate in more recent iterations just allow you to win games in the face of surgical extraction all your Narcomoebas or whatever. Like when your creature stuff stops functioning, when you get hit with an Anger of the Gods and lose all your stuff, I think you just untap, drain your opponent for 6, Life from the Loam, dome you for 7. Like, that kind of interaction is just not really fair for a deck that operates so fluidly across a number of axes.
Yeah, and creates this wide battlefield of creatures so you would think a card like Anger of the Gods or Terminus or some other effective sweeper against recursive threats would be good in the matchup, or at least a reasonable tool. They can always reload, but using one of those in conjunction with some graveyard hate or with surgical extraction, things like that, are with ways to sort of stop them from keeping going, counterspell and faithless looting, could be effective. But now, like winning outside of the attack step, they just sack all their creatures and mill their deck, and even if you've surgical to one piece. They're going to have everything else ready to go. Like we saw in the Stoneforge Mystic deck in the last match, you were able to cast Supreme Verdict or Day of Judgment, whatever, what have you, immediately have Ravenous Trap, and sometimes that even wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think the card Bridge from Below is also really powerful in the deck, and I know a lot of people have said, oh, well, we could just ban that, and then we still get Altar and still get Hogak. But in my opinion, the Bridges are a nuisance, but I always want to hit the cards that generate the engine, not the cards that are payoffs for the engine. Altar of Dementia, I think, is particularly egregious. Hogak plus Altar as this self-sustaining delve engine in conjunction with those black graveyard-based creatures or the zombies off Bridge from Below are really scary. And I think that is something that will need to be addressed. Personally, I streamed yesterday for like 3 or 4 hours, and I lost to the Bridgevine deck both times I played against it. In the post-sideboard games, I had an anti-graveyard card on turn 2 or 3 multiple times and just died on turn 4 both times. I surgicaled twice on turn 2 on Gravecrawler and Hogak, and I died on turn 4 to Vengevine and Bridge from Below. It's just gross.
Really
and I was playing Phoenix. I even like double Phoenixed on 3. Just wasn't close to enough.
Okay. So we got more banned decks.
Yes. that is the story of today, what we're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I got really
to bring up against Bridgevine. This one is perhaps the most pined for, the most clamored for among the masses to return.
I think that this one was the most surprising for a lot of people to actually get banned, because the card Splinter Twin at its core is kind of hanging by a thread in a lot of matchups, right? Like casting a 3-mana creature, having it survive, casting a 4-mana enchantment at sorcery speed, having that resolve to combine to kill your opponent. It's a 2-card combo that, for one, acts at instant speed, so it's pretty scary. I get that. But for the most part, when it was seeing play and when it was heavily played, the Splinter Twin combo itself only killed your opponent like 1 out of every 3, maybe 4 games. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that people were reasonably prepared for it. And really, the reason why people were playing the Splinter Twin combo in general was to kind of act like your force of will for the more degenerate combo decks in the format. You were basically able to play a control deck with a combo finish, use cards like Remand, Spell Pierce, Dispel, removal spells to kind of keep these creatures in check, keep these degenerate spells in check, and then just kill them on turn 4 sometimes. And it was rare. And I think that, personally, I started to pare down on the combo over time. The original iterations were like 7 or 8 of one side, 7 or 8 of like Kiki, or 6 or 7 of the Kiki Jikis and the Splinter Twins. And then over time, it went down to 6 creatures and 4 Splinter Twin, and then 5 creatures and 3 Splinter Twin. And people found ways to play more fair game plan with just this kind of backup Splinter Twin combo that was your safety valve against a matchup like Boggles, where you can't kill them with damage because they gain so much life with Daybreak Coronet.
Your safety valve against Tron, which normally just goes over the top of control decks and you keep cycling through its deck and will eventually land some giant threat and kill you. Now you just close the game out before that happens. So it just played very well as a win condition in a control deck. You're right that people were pretty surprised when Twin got banned. It was ahead of a Pro Tour, the Eldrazi Pro Tour, actually. And it was.
I don't even know if it would have been playable at that Pro Tour.
It was one of those decks that had been around since the beginning of Modern. It won the first Modern Pro Tour.
Sure.
It was along with, say, like Jund and Affinity, probably one of the classic decks in the early years of Modern.
Yeah.
And it was just suddenly gone. And a lot of people were mad about that. Since then, we've seen a ton of different blue decks pop up. One of the reasons that they banned Twin, or purported reasons, was to try to increase the diversity of blue control decks, because up until then they've basically only been Twin. There's a little bit of Jeskai, but not really. Mm-hmm. Now, there were basically no blue decks for like the year after it got banned, so that was sort of egg on their face. But in the year since then, we've gotten a lot of different ones. Hard to say whether or not Twin would have suppressed them. They certainly popped up due to the printing of cards later on, like Teferi, Search for Escanta, And now like the Izzet Phoenix deck.
Unbanning Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah, unbanning Jace. A lot of those things that have happened years after the Twin ban. But if Twin had existed, would those decks have even gotten popular, or would have those cards just been sort of slotted into a Twin deck?
And that is certainly a fine argument, and I am all for keeping Splinter Twin on the ban list.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to argue that it homogenizes how blue decks are built, and if it is unbanned, I know personally I am going to gravitate towards it above all other blue decks, even Arclight Phoenix. But maybe Arclight Phoenix is better. It might actually just be better.
Arclight Phoenix is a very different deck. Izzet Phoenix is more of a Delver, like Xerox kind of deck than Twin is really just a combo control deck.
Yeah, I mean they're not the same, but I think as far as like this Izzet core shell that it has become iconic as far as like blue based decks are concerned.
It's not the same core though.
And you play a bunch of it doesn't matter.
Snapcaster Mage is a part of that deck's core, whereas it's a fringe playable in the Izzet deck.
That's not what I mean.
In the Phoenix deck.
That's not what I mean. It's fine. Whatever. I'm not going to argue. It's more like the Bolt Serum Visions or whatever. Like as far as blue and red decks are concerned, they don't share a lot of the same cards. But I think that when you say blue red, before you say a deck moniker, two things that come to mind for me: blue red Splinter Twin, and Izzet Phoenix. And I think that they are very powerful in their own ways, and I think that they make people feel bad in their own ways too. I've won some really, really messed up games with Izzet Phoenix. And, I have some really kind of boring games where I just turn 4 kill my opponent with Splinter Twin. And hopefully we get to do that today. Anyway, let's play some Magic.
You get to be on the play.
All right. I did get smushed. Last match, I was playing Jeskai Stoneblade. And the Hogak deck was very successful.
It was very effective. It's like a good Pokemon move.
Yeah. All right, my opener is fine. I'm going to keep. I'm going to go to 17. I'm going to fetch a blue-red and play Serum Visions. And now I have built this version of the deck in such a way that... Can you let me resolve my spell and scry before you do your thing, please?
No. I'm so excited. Okay. I have so many things to do.
How are you excited? I'm the one that gets to play Splinter Twin.
I know. Splinter Twin is great. I play the deck for like a year.
Anyway,
yeah, I'm jealous.
What I'm trying to say is that I have built the deck in such a way that it is a snapshot of what it would look like in potentially today's environment. We have some new cards, we have a lot of old cards, and we have some cards that might not even necessarily be good in the current format, but kind of revolve around the core. That's fine.
No force of negation. I
have those on the board of this deck. They can't protect your combo that well, so I don't think that they're that good here. Raggy.
That's the turn.
Your turn. Land. Bring back Bloodghast.
Selenium.
Okay.
Sacrifice it, discarding Bridgevine. Play Blackleaf Cliffs, return Bloodghast.
Yep.
Play Stitcher Supplier, trigger Vengevine.
Okay. Vengevine comes back.
Supplier on the stack.
Supplier's on the stack. Supplier will resolve.
3.
He's going to play Hogak, I know
it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd rather have the Gravecrawler than any of these lootings. Cast Hogak.
Remand Hogak. Goes back to your hand.
Yeah.
Pass weird, turn. I know, but draw for turn. Unfortunately, we do not have turn 3 combo, so I must go Snap and Serum. Looking for a creature. Your turn.
Okay.
So, Todd, small question about your deck list.
Let's go.
Given that you're trying to go that turn 3 into turn 4, why did you choose to max out on the Spire Bluff Canals when if you have to play one turn 4, that doesn't come in on top?
So it's either that or Sulphur Falls. Old versions played Sulphur Falls, but I was always under the impression that you just need to not take damage on the first few turns against the more aggressive decks in the format. I'm also not super hard on comboing on 4. I am super hard on comboing on 4 in this matchup and in some particular matchups. But I mean, I'm playing a young Pyromancer. I'm playing 6 spot removal spells. You do your thing. I'm tapped out. I got
Bloodgast, mill myself for 2.
There's a lot. I mean, I'm dead. Whatever. This is
Turn
gross.
Bloodgast.
Yeah.
I guess I should, before I do that, I should sack this one too. So mill myself for 4 total.
We can't bring back Gravecrawler right now.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll hit bridges eventually.
Eventually, maybe. Anyway, long story short, this version is kind of a hybrid between trying to combo hard and trying to play fair with a very fluid sideboard to do so. I mean, if you notice, I have only 6 combo creatures and 4 twin, so it's not like I'm playing a ton. It is more than average, but only for like the later days of twin.
Play Hogak. That is 1 creature cast this turn.
Yep.
Mill myself for let's do the Vengevine first.
Yeah.
Mill myself for 4.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so you hit 2 bridges. Now they're self-sustaining. He goes, sack, get 2 zombies. I'm dead.
Yeah. Mill myself for 2. With that mill on the stack. No, I can't run out of things. Yeah. Hit a Bloodgast. Now we can crack this, get 2 Bloodgast back, and just do our Hogak thing. We're going to bring back Vengevines too.
The most terrifying modern deck of all time. Splinter Twin. Oh, wait. I just keep getting killed on turn 3.
No one's saying that this deck is okay. So the idea that
I am making a point.
Yeah. The idea that Twin, that the existence of this deck is evidence that Twin should be unbanned is complete nonsense.
Oh, that is not what I'm doing today, sir.
Yeah, but it's a similar argument to the things I've heard. Mostly it's in jest, but
we'll play one more pre-board game. I want to see if I can snag one pre-board with just the combo.
yeah.
Like that hand, I had multiple Splinter Twins. I had a lot of digs to find the creatures. I missed. Ross doesn't have a lot of interaction. I think I might have been able to get him. But he might have had a Dark Blast. I know they play 2 Dark Blasts, right?
Yeah.
And if it was a Pester Mine, I might have got clocked.
Yeah. I'd have a very creature-oriented draw to start, but my Faithful Suiting found Altar, and then the game ended. I think if I don't find Altar, there's a pretty good chance of erasing me, especially on the play.
I really just needed you to play Altar on 2 instead of play 14 power or whatever, 15 power? Was it 8, 12, 13? Yeah, 15 power on 2. I needed you to just cast your Degenerate card. What?
So what's the key to winning the Hogak mirror if everyone's expecting it to be that big? Is it just win the die roll?
I mean, Altar is probably important. And then in games 2 and 3, Leyline's probably important. So I would draw those cards.
Yeah. Exactly that. That's it. That's all there is to it. Literally just be luckier. Mulligan, don't keep garbage hands. Ross kept complaining before we started the first match of the day. He was just like, God, this hand is so good if I just draw Faithful Saluting. It's like, of course it is.
There were a lot of other cards that hand was good with. It was...
Sure.
And I mulligan the hand.
Yeah, I know. But you did it. I'm trying to explain to you. This deck is a lot like Dredge. You don't need a lot of raw resources. You just get to do really busted stuff. Your 6s are great. My hand is fine.
I don't think a hand that loops Gravecrawler with Carrion Feeder a bunch for the first 4 turns of the game is going to do anything. So let's mulligan this hand. Are you happy now, Todd?
Yes. And when he did mulligan, he mulled the 7 last time. Just want to throw that out there. Anyway, any questions, Mr. Rob?
Come on, 7 again.
Yeah, the Hopper wants to know opinions on Drawn from Dreams from Core Set 2020.
What is this one?
It's the sorcery dig through time for 4 mana. I have some very complicated feelings about the card dig through time because when it was in Standard, I often struggled playing that versus Treasure Cruise. But when it came to Modern and Legacy, I think Cruise was the better of the two. but Cruise was banned for a little while in Legacy, whereas Dig Through Time was not, for whatever reason.
It was about a 6-month stretch where Dig was legal and Cruise wasn't.
All I can say is that the strength of cards like Dig Through Time are rarely the effect, and more so the effect at the cost. You know, there's a 5-mana version of Dig Through Time that is actually based off of. There was a sorcery from. It was either a reprint or maybe it was originally in like I remember seeing one specifically that was in like 6th edition, and I forget what it was, but it was like 3 blue and 2 colorless, and it literally was just a Dig Through Time at sorcery speed, and they just made a cheaper version of it. And I don't think the original one was even playable because no one even remembers the damn name of it.
Well, 2 UU is a lot less than 2 UUU.
It is. I agree with that. But I don't think that the card is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it could be good, and if there's like some weird combo deck that wants to find specific pieces. And 4 mana when let's say you're playing like some incubation druid or paradise druid or whatever. Like 4 mana is not a lot. Just turn 3 on the play, just cast it, Dig Through Time. That's pretty powerful. But the strength of Dig Through Time was always that you got to play it alongside reactive and interactive spells, as opposed to trying to like ramp with it. And I don't think that it's going to be that good in control deck specifically against aggro. I think it'll be nuts in like control mirrors and stuff, like because no one can really play counter spells anymore thanks to Teferi Time Raveler. So it's literally just going to be we both play Magic for 40 turns and eventually somebody wins.
Yeah, it's a different card than Dig Through Time for sure. It's not a card that goes into super reactive control decks. It's quite good in a deck that is tapping out for other planeswalkers. It's a good card draw spell for those kinds of control decks, which are the ones that are seeing play. Mm-hmm. It's a card draw spell that gets around Narset. It's a card draw spell that is sweet to give instant speed with Teferi. Mm-hmm. And it slots pretty well probably into the Simic mass manipulation kind of decks if they want some way to generate some card advantage, which they probably do. And it digs hard for your mass manipulation or your Nissa, those key elements. You know, turn 2 Incubation Druid or Paradise Druid, turn 3 that, turn 4 Nissa is a pretty good sequence.
I got one more better for you. Turn 2 Goblin Electromancer.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Okay. All right, here for game 2. My hand's pretty good. How's your 6?
Yeah, this one's definitely keepable. All and right. I think I want to keep this one. It's risky to do so, but we need some sort of payoff, so I'm going to keep that one on top.
Stop.
In the
Collaborate
name of love.
Also, Todd, the card you're thinking about from 6th edition was Ancestral Memories.
Yeah, Ancestral Memories.
Todd says stop. We both immediately think of 2 different song lyrics, and it just tells you everything you need to know about the 2 of us.
Yeah. Did you In the Name of Love?
Yeah. Todd's singing Vanilla Ice. I'm singing Diana Ross. That is a nice summary.
All right. One on top, one bottom. Your turn. I think this game is going to go literally the exact same as last game.
I will go to 18 and Faithful Suiting.
Yeah. Exactly the same as last game.
And I will discard... Altar of Dementia Vengevine.
Go.
I will play Insolent Neonate.
I'm just gonna lose. Whatever. That's fine. He just never casts Altar when I have Remand Men up, and I'm just gonna keep losing a lot.
Go to 17 and get a Swamp and play Carrion Feeder, return Vengevine.
I will just fetch an island and remand your Carrion Feeder, I guess. Like, the problem is he already had the Vengevine in the yard, so if I remand Instant Neonate, he could just have any land to bring it back. Whereas this, like, at least forces him to have another creature.
Okay, so attack for 4.
I'm going to go to 12. So I'm going to fetch to 16, and then...
Okay. Pass the turn.
Your turn.
I probably should have gotten another Blood Crypt instead of this Swamp.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't think Alter is going to kill Todd on this turn, so there's very little reason for me to cast it. And I think I'd rather just looting. Carrion feeder.
Yeah.
Declare attacks.
Mhm.
Attack for 5.
Target me.
Yep.
It's one on bottom. Bridgevine's fine. I know that he's just going to get it back this turn, but I got to prevent
So
damage
you take
here.
1, go to 11.
Yep.
I'll fetch to 14. So I've already played a carrion feeder, and let's get another blood crypt. Cast Gravecrawler from the graveyard, trigger Vengevine.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
I'm basically dead. I needed to draw a mana or one of the creatures again in like the top 12 cards or so, 14 cards with the serum. I don't know. Just can't do it. But that's kind of the stupidness of his deck, is that I just don't have time. You know, like normally back in the day, Remand, Lightning Bolt, these were good enough to eventually help you.
Even
claw
outside of
back.
a matchup like this, against a deck like Humans and against things like Izzet Phoenix, like that, they might be good enough still. You know, like remand your Thing of the Ice. And on my upkeep, I will Dark Blast the Snapcaster. Excuse me. Dredge, Dark Blast.
Mhm.
Play Alter Dimension.
Okay.
Just trying to find bridges.
I know.
Not
I
doing
mean,
it.
even if you don't have it,
Yeah.
my hand is literally just like Magmatic, Sinkhole, Splinter Twin, Young Pyromancer or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
I was just going to dredge again, and then if I don't hit bridges, just attack you, and then
Yeah, I
probably
mean-
kill you next turn.
If you had just not done anything with Alter and all you did was just sack a bunch of stuff to Carrion Feeder and then bring back Vengevine again, I was just
Dead.
I might have died that turn actually. So you pun it.
Something like that.
Okay, so we're not going to take a break here. We're just going to start sideboarding at random, basically. So hit me with your best shot, Rob.
Looking ahead to this weekend, who are your picks for Mythic Championship 3?
I don't know. I'm not even sure who's playing in the tournament.
Emma Handy.
Okay, the inn.
Yeah, picking Emma. So Emma and Autumn both are playing the same Simic Nexus deck, and they tested a ton. And both of their win rates on Arena with the deck are quite good. So I am definitely picking one of them to win, and I hope that they both top 4. Now, with that said, a lot of the players from the MPL actually have an automatic top. I think it's not a lot. It's four out of the top 16 spots are already locked from the Magic Pro League play. And I do not recall exactly who is in the top 4. I think BBD is actually in the top 16 already. And I think BBD has a really good shot to make top 4 because he literally just has to win, like a couple of matches to make top 4.
It's also probably playing Esper Hero because it's the best deck.
I think a lot of people actually moved away from Hero and are playing like Kai's Wrath main deck instead.
Well, BBD is going to be playing Hero.
Probably. All right, so I'm going to be boarding in a lot of cards here. I am planning to watch a lot of coverage this weekend. I'm also planning to play a modern MCQ on Magic Online with my stream. So it's going to be a good weekend for Magic, even though there's not a tournament for us to play in. I need to cut 5 more cards. Should I just cut all my combo creatures because I just can't draw them anyway? I kind of want Remand. I think I just cut Bull, right? Or maybe I can't cut Bull because of Thalia.
Yeah, I would rather cut Remand.
Really? I mean, if you just don't turn 2 Vengevine every single game, Like Reband's pretty good against Alter.
So is
But
Force of Negation and Spell Snare and Spell Pierce.
I don't have Spell Snare or
Shenanigans.
Spell Pierce in my deck.
Why not?
Because I have 2 Dispels and a bunch of Bolts and Serum Visions and Ops, and we're a combo deck that has 10 combo pieces in it. Look, I'm out here trying, okay? You're the one that's been playing the same deck for a whole week, okay? I built six different decks, all right?
He needed today after you rinsed him on Tuesday. So
That's true. He's getting the marbles back today. I'm locking it in. I have to win 3 post-board games. We're probably not even going to play 3 post-board games. Although if we 2-2 split, if I win 2 post-board games, I'm calling it a tie.
No, if you win 2 games, we're playing a 5th.
Dude, we are so far past the amount of time to play all the games.
We'll be fine.
Oh, okay. So you want to go till 4:30 today? That's what you're saying? To make sure that you win the marbles back?
I'm trimming a Hogak here because as far as an aggressive game plan, if I need to be aggressive, because Todd can disrupt my my altar plan, I think Vengevine is pretty good at that, even though it's the worst creature, so I want to leave in a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the grindy game plan is as good in this matchup because Todd has a combo finish, so I'm trimming a Gravecrawler.
I'm basically trimming a lot of my fair cards, like my Vendilion Clicks, my Pyromancer are my ways to win games fairly, and they just do not win the game fairly here.
Yeah.
So we're just bringing in a bunch of graveyard removal with Ashiok Time. Is it Time Render? Dream
that's
Render.
the fairy.
Time Render, not Time Raveler. Ashiok Dream Render and Surgical Extraction.
No.
Stream Weaver.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Dream.
Dream
I
Weaver.
believe we can make it through the night.
So Karthnaga had a question. What is your
Maybe that's
definition
indeed.
of a healthy modern format, and are there any examples or periods of time you can think
That
of?
Modern was healthy
Yeah, in your opinion.
for the last 2 years straight. Ever since they banned Gataxian Probe and Golgari Grave Troll for the second time, I think Modern has been an excellent format.
It was not banned originally. It was pre-banned.
Sure, but that's just it getting banned. It was put on the ban list.
Sure.
Just got put on the first one,
Um,
and justifiably so, as we've come to find out.
I think there's been plenty of times where it was healthy as far as like basically any point throughout the format's history where like 10 plus decks had the capability of winning a tournament. You know, whenever you see a friggin' Scred deck win a Grand Prix, like that's usually the sign of the format's pretty great.
That was Scred won at the Grand Prix when Dredge had Golgari Grave Troll.
I know.
That was at a time when the format was not great.
No, that format was fine. I actually don't think Dredge was as busted as everyone thought. I thought that like it was very
That's just
good.
because you couldn't win with it.
Boy's chirping when he's winning. You hear him. Boy chirping when he's winning.
Yes.
Here we go.
Just saying. I remember that tournament up in Syracuse.
Yeah,
Oh.
when I convinced you remember when I convinced you on Versus to play Dredge? See, he doesn't remember this stuff. A lot of Ross's success has come from in Versus, me telling him to play a deck for the weekend. 18.
Yeah. I had already seen the Dredge deck and I liked it, but I needed a nudge. You gave me the nudge.
Mm-hmm. This is a pass with a neonate?
Yeah.
Land. Go.
And stab, crack. 19. Let's get a Gala Shrine in case we draw a Thalia. And see what we can do with another draw step. That's a good one. It's a gooler. Is that what the kids say?
Yes, that's what I say.
This is a gooler.
That's a gooler.
Let's play a Stitcher Supplier.
All right.
Mill 3. Sack, Insolent Neonate, pitch Vengevine.
Response. Maybe. Nah, whatever.
Play Hogak, return Vengevine.
Okie dokie.
Citrus Supplier.
Sure.
I didn't want to get surgical there after Todd paused. I thought he might have one and was waiting on it for some reason.
Combat.
Yeah.
Tap your Vengevine.
I'll go to 17
All right.
and pass the turn.
My hubris! Those should be sulfur falls. Holy crap. Here we go. I'm probably dead. Jesus Christ. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, tap Vengevine. I probably should have untapped my red and bolted something. All right. Block Gravecrawler. Lightning Bolt this. Take 8, 10. Puts me at 8.
8. Do I want to play the Gravecrawler now or hope to draw something else to return the Vengevine? I think I'd rather wait on it because this Gravecrawler isn't killing Todd next turn. So I will just pass.
You win because Force Negation doesn't do anything.
Yes. I was wondering if I wanted to try to play around Force Negation. It seemed correct. But then if you just waited till turn 5 and had Dispel...
I'm not having my Dispel in against your 2 instant deck. You have 2 instants.
I thought I saw you bring in Dispel.
I boarded out Dispel.
Board out? Okay.
You have 2 instants. 2.
We're real good though.
Oh man, Spirit Twin is just the most oppressive control deck that's ever existed. Just doesn't do anything against any deck. Just dies on turn 3 every game. Oh, you have the 1 removal spell. Guess I lose. It's way too good.
My deck that made 16 power on turn 3 with a removal spell for your combo was too powerful.
What a surprise.
Big, yeah, great. Man, I don't even want to play anymore, man. This is just not fun.
Well, you've got the most busted deck in the history of Modern coming up last.
All right. Should I just 0-3 quit? Or should we play one more since these games we talked way more than we played games, I think. Let's just play one more. Let's see if I can get you.
As you have noted, I've been doing quite a bit of chirping.
Spire Bluff will be Sulfur Falls from now on.
Yeah. Aren't you playing some number of Sulfur Falls?
I think I have 1, so I have 5 Sulfur Falls. It's fine. No, that's fine. I'll just do. I have 2 Spire Bluffs in my hand. I'll just play them like they are. Hurry up. We got to play more Magic so I can get 3-1 again.
Somebody in chat called me clairvoyant though, because I called that earlier.
Mm-hmm. No, when I drew it, I mean, he had the axe anyway. He was just like, waiting on bated breath for me to just go for it and get crunched. Looking for a Pact of Negation. Resolves.
Okay, so I'm at 17 from the Fetch Shock. Got a looting here to resolve. And
can I go and take my turn? Can I go and take my turn when you're in the middle of your famous looting?
I will discard.
That's how you do me every time when I cast
Bridge from below, Vengevine.
Sure.
You're up. I'm just trying to keep it moving.
I play pretty fast.
That's a good draw.
It's a good draw.
Citrus Supplier.
Yeah, man. I'm dead.
Carrion Feeder Trigger Vengevine.
Sure.
Attack you for 4.
Play a Snapcaster Mage.
Sure.
Block. Sack Vengevine, make 2 zombies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're up.
I go? Great. Go.
On your end step. I guess I should have done this on my turn anyway, so you can't bolt this in response. So let's pretend I did this on my turn too.
I don't have a bolt. It's fine.
Sure.
You win.
So that's 2 zombies. Now we'll go to my turn.
Yeah.
Draw. This is the line that tries to kill Todd now, so I guess we should go for that in case we get comboed. Alter Dimension. Need to hit a Hogak here, but we've got a bunch of cards.
You have a land?
No.
Tilt. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't sure if I should wait till Incept to try to tap your last land or if I should just upkeep tap a land. I think in this spot I should just always upkeep tap a land.
Yeah. So let's mill 2.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Great.
uh,
I'm gonna respond actually to what are you doing right this sec? Just
casting that Hogak.
Okay. With Hogak on the stack, I'm going to go to
19.
19. I'm gonna snap opt, looking for a surgical. You win. Had turn 4 combo.
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter. I should have
Yeah.
just tapped your blood crit, but
Yeah, I think if you tap upkeep, unless it's with the Pestermite, because I had Dark Blast.
right. I had Exarch.
You had Exarch, yeah. So
I just didn't. If you had Axe again, I just kind of wanted you to be like, okay, well, if I hold up Axe, I don't get to do anything. Like you just have Karen Feeder 2 zombies or whatever. But I think just tapping your land is right. But Splinter Twin got 4-0'd. I didn't draw a Graveyard Hate in the 2 post-board games. I didn't draw a combo in the 2
pre-board
games.
And
So worst possible, which is kind of, my experience playing against Hogak. I just want it gone. Just all of it.
deck is
It's not. It's way too good.
it's messed up.
All right. Do we want to do more banlist talk, or do you want to just move on to the last match and then do banlist at the end?
I'm not sure if there's another card that I have particularly strong feelings about that's on the ban list. Like Umazaz GT is the one that's near the top of my list.
What about the card? Great Furnace.
There's no way that like you can't unban one color and not the other ones, and you can't unban all of them without banning Mox Opal.
Interesting. What if I said, yeah, you can? Okay, I broke Ross. We're gonna just take a short break here. Can we do like a 5-er?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, let's do a little quick 5-er here while we get the last match set up. We're gonna have a lot more discussion about the Hogak deck as well as cards that are currently on the ban list. But I want to make sure that I win one with this Eldrazi deck because I think the Eldrazi deck might be the most busted deck ever made, and I think that if any deck can take down Hogak in game 1 without any graveyard hate, it's this one. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll be right back for more Versus Live.